The wave of earnings reports continues on Monday, with fast food chain McDonald's reporting before the bell. As profits have weighed down the company's focus on less expensive value meals, the big question will be if the company is growing its margins. After the close on Monday, look for Netflix to report. The company just found validation in 14 Emmy nominations for its original content programming, but will it find validation in its latest quarterly report? Texas Instruments will also report. Investors in the company just saw new options become available for the July 26 expiration. The stock recently hit a 52-week high just about 1 week prior to its second quarter earnings release. The stock has seen a series of 52-week highs since February on increased demand from customers using its semiconductor chips. Before the market opens on Tuesday, Wendy's will release its latest results. The fast food chain has been revealing new products like the pretzel bacon cheeseburger and lighter flatbread sandwich options, cutting unprofitable operations and emphasizing its value menu. The company also lifted its full-year guidance after refinancing its debt. The stock is up more than 35% over the past 12 months. Investors will look to see if the strength can continue. Freeport-McMoRan, otherwise known as the world's largest copper mining company, will report as well. According to filings, James Flores, the CEO and president of Freeport-McMoRan Oil and Gas, bought 1 million shares of his company's stock at just over $31 per share on June 3rd. Could this be a sign of good things on the way? But the biggest news on Tuesday will likely be the release of Apple's third quarter numbers after the bell. The company is expected to post a year-over-year decline in earnings again after doing so in the second quarter, and revenue may fall flat as well. Analysts predict earnings of $7.31 per share on revenue of $35.09 billion. The second quarter saw Apple's profit decline for the first time in a decade. Will it begin a pattern of similar behavior? AT&T will report as well after recently unveiling a new smartphone service plan that will encourage customers to upgrade to a new model every year. Wednesday is a big day for earnings, with Pepsi, Boeing, Caterpillar, and Ford all reporting before the bell. Traders will likely pay extra attention to Pepsi after activist investor Nelson Peltz said that the company should acquire snack maker Mondelez when speaking at the Delivering Alpha conference. Investors will also eye Boeing, which is facing potential legal action by passengers aboard the Asiana Airlines flight that crashed in San Francisco in early July over an alleged malfunction. The company still faces challenges in reassuring customers its Dreamliner aircraft is safe after another fire aboard a 787 at London's Heathrow Airport this month. After the close, we'll get earnings from Baidu. The stock recently perked up on news of the company's acquisition of app distribution platform 91 Wireless. And Facebook will release its quarterly earnings. The social network has been repositioning itself towards a focus on mobile and announced in the first quarter that mobile ad revenue gained momentum and accounted for 30% of its overall ad revenue during the period. Facebook also said the number of users accessing the platform via mobile devices in June jumped about 20% in the U.S. and Britain. We'll see how the push towards mobile use has transitioned into the second quarter after Wednesday's market close. Before the bell on Thursday, look for results from Under Armour, 3M, Dunkin' Brands, and General Motors. Dunkin' Brands shares have continued to climb since its IPO nearly 2 years ago, and it announced another strong quarter in April. The company has generated increased revenues from higher-priced menu offerings and an increase in the total number of restaurants. Many will be watching to see if the company continues to make good on its growth promises. As for General Motors, the automaker just reported a 4% increase in global vehicle sales for the first half of the year, placing it ahead of Volkswagen for second place among the automakers. The results may have closed the gap between GM and Toyota, the world's biggest automaker last year, but Toyota has not yet reported its first half sales. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we'll get the figure on durable goods orders for June. The report measures the dollar volume of orders, shipments, and unfilled orders of goods expected to last at least 3 years. Durable goods orders increased 3.6% in May, beating economists' expectations of a 3.2% gain. After the market close, we'll hear from Amazon, which set a new all-time high at $307.55 on July 12th. Will the company convince investors that its innovation will keep it a leader in the online retail arena? Starbucks will also report. The company just revealed a new partnership in line with its strategy for Europe. It'll be partnering with French luxury department store company Galeries Lafayette to open 2 stores in Paris by the end of the summer. And investors will tune into Zynga's quarterly report amid the excitement of new CEO Don Mattrick, formerly of Microsoft, who took over from founder Mark Pincus, and the news of a new set of online gambling apps for Facebook that will allow players in the UK to use real money. Lastly, at 9:55 a.m. Eastern on Friday, we'll get the University of Michigan final July Consumer Sentiment Index. The preliminary release fell to 83.9 from a final June reading of 84.1. The results implied that consumers are upbeat about present economic conditions, but pulled back some of their optimism about the future economy. In New York, I'm Brittany Umar for The Street. Have a great weekend.